I forgot to make an announcement. Sonic Movie 3 is officially the movie with the highest score from all the fans and the critics, which that means we can officially call this the best Sonic movie ever made. Do you see this timer? I have a grudge against IGN for giving the movie a not too high score. I approved their Shadow Generation score, but this one is an absolute nope from my part. So this is how much I'm giving them before I log on my Twitter and flame them down with my super laser beam for not praising it like it deserves to be.
Hello everyone, how are you doing? I hope you're all having a great time, and welcome once more to a new video. In which this case, as the title says and the thumbnail puts, yep, I finally watched Sonic Movie 3 and oh boy, I have a lot to say and the hype is still over here with me. So as the title puts, this video will be split into two parts. The first one will be without any spoilers, so you can be pretty, relaxed over here. I'm not gonna go into any main plot or main things that happen in the movie that are related to spoilers, and that will be reserved for the second part, where we will definitely dive into the spoilers. Now, as with any review, in case there's anyone new around here, there are two things that I want to leave clear. Number one is that I am no movie critic or game critic. Just a chill, normal guy, giving his thoughts on the movie that he just watched or game that he just played. Also, in my case, I've never done a game review, I've only done movie reviews. But yeah, basically, just a normal and chill guy, giving his thoughts on the movie that he just watched, just for having fun. And number two, as I've already mentioned, is that the second part of the video will contain spoilers, which I will remind later on. Which is when I will say that there will be spoilers in every single corner of the screen! So if you still haven't seen the movie, then I would recommend that you watch it until the timestamp that's on the screen right now. And that way you can avoid any spoiler possible, so that you can go and watch the movie and have the experience for yourself, because I'm gonna say it, it's 100% worth it, and I haven't even started talking. Or if you've already seen the film, or you're just curious as to see what's in the post-credit, what do I have to say, then feel free to stay. So with those things said, let's get started. So, starting on the spoiler-free part, let's talk about the Sonic team. Both Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles. Seeing this trio together was I'm glad they gave them the main role, because these guys are the protagonists of the story, and it makes sense that it's all mostly focused on them. And every minute they're together doing teamwork, having fun, or the rest, it's the whole experience, I just could not stop smiling during the whole experience. Every Team Sonic sequence, the teamwork that they all do is insane. I will touch them again later on. I will go back to Team Sonic later on, but that's gonna be for the spoiler part. I'm just going to the things that I can say without any spoilers. As for Eggman himself, Jim Carrey is still Jim Carrey, and honestly, in this movie, alongside Gerald, Jim Carrey was easily one of the best things of the movie. He was doing Eggman so great, as well as Gerald, which I will touch later on as well. It was both really hilarious and had a lot of great moments as well. I'm starting to realize it's getting really difficult to talk about this without any spoilers. Now, as for the music, I'm not gonna lie, this might be the movie with the best soundtrack in the whole movie franchise. Sonic 1, 2, and the Knuckles series did not have that bad of a music, but I do agree that, it didn't get me I don't know, vibing or something. I cannot think of any theme that stuck on my head, but in this one, the music, they learned from their previous productions, and afterwards, the music that was made for this movie was simply amazing. And last but not least, before we conclude the spoiler-free part, let's talk about Shadow the Hedgehog, the main star of the movie. Every single time he was on screen, it was easily one of the best things of the whole movie. Every action scene that Shadow was present, his introduction from the first minute all the way until the ending, and Shadow is easily one of my favorites, not just from the games, but now in the movie as well. Shadow stole the show in every single scene that he was, and Keanu as well did a good job at Shadow. It is true that there are a couple of parts where I think maybe the voice could have been, I don't know, with more energy. But I mean, then again, I cannot blame Keanu over there, like, you know, the man is aging and we cannot basically, you know, get too much. But despite that, he did a really good job at Shadow, and honestly was probably the best choice for Shadow, because honestly, the man really did great with Shadow. So, yep, that is it for the spoiler-free part, where we talked about Team Sonic, Eggman, the music, the action that was phenomenal, but I need to talk about it more in the spoiler part, Shadow the Hedgehog, and also, I probably didn't mention, but the references that they threw in the movie was like so good, like easily some great Easter eggs from past games. And from here, we are going to get into the spoiler part. So from here, I'm gonna basically give you the official warning. There's gonna be spoilers from this part onward in every single corner of the video. Editor, put like 5 text boxes of spoiler over there. So this is the part where I'm gonna basically give you a countdown. So if you've seen the movie, then feel free to stay. But if you haven't seen it, then I would recommend that you stop watching and actually go watch it whenever you have the chance, because like it's 100% worth it. Alright, and if you're still here, then feel free to stay. Now let's talk about the spoilers. Now, back to Shadow. From the minute he's introduced, like over there at the start of the movie, we locate ourselves at Prison Island, and the whole sequence as he escapes just casually bodies the gun soldiers over there, and then he starts using the air shoes running on the water. Like, that was like the best introduction of this movie franchise so far. Like, easily the most intense beginning to a movie. And back to the action scenes, like, they just felt like straight up Dragon Ball. Like, all of the movements, all of the punches, all of the action scenes, it was just so amazing to watch. Like easily, this movie probably had some of the best action scenes in the whole franchise. Like, seriously. I think at this point, I'm just gonna say it, this movie was easily the best of the 3. Like, I haven't even finished yet, and I need to say it right now, because probably the thumbnail also says it. And the parts with the flashbacks with Maria, and the moments he had with Sonic after their final fight before they eventually team up, like, those were some of the best parts of the whole movie. And I tell you, the movie was a whole roller coaster of emotions. Like, you basically will laugh, you will cry, you will be surprised. Basically, you will feel a lot of emotions over there once you watch it. And touching a little bit in what's Gerald Robotnik, I am surprised that he was actually still alive at over 100 years. And like, you know, it is true that it's not like in the games where he's already dead and everything, but like, you know, his participation in the movie alongside Eggman was like so good. Like, their dynamic duo over there on that one scene where they were basically dancing on that laser room, like that was a very fun part over there. And in general, I had a feeling he was gonna be like the main villain. Like, I thought he was gonna be like an illusion. Okay, so hear me out. I thought he was gonna be like an illusion, and I don't know, maybe some other extra villain will pop up. I don't know, maybe Black Doom was somehow creating that image of Gerald, as crazy as it sounds. But like, I have a feeling Gerald would play a main role over here, like obviously alongside Eggman, and like all the way until the end with the arc. Like, both Eggman and Gerald were like phenomenal in the movie. Like, now then, as for the fun parts, I'm telling you, we had a lot of highlights. We got a Detective Pikachu reference, we got a break in the fourth wall reference by Jim Carrey himself, because he's playing both Eggman and Gerald at the same time. I'm telling you, that actually cracked me up in the theater so much. As well as the parts where they're having fun together, like for example that Christmas special where he just yeets at him, and the whole dance sequence in the laser room that I already mentioned. This movie had so many fun parts, but fortunately it was also like on the least serious parts, because like whenever there was serious parts, it was just straight up serious, and that's something that I wanted. Now then, is Live and Learn the movie? Well, fortunately for us, it is. The parts where they actually play Live and Learn, I was vibing over there. Like, I do wish that, you know, if possible, it was the whole song. We got a remix version, and like, we even got some parts of the lyrics. It was mostly played during the final battle, and like, it was mostly fragments of the song, not like a complete section. But like, hearing it in the background was like so good. Like, oh my goodness, like definitely. And Live and Learn was not the only one. Like, we also heard the little piano from Green Hill, and we also heard a couple of other themes. Like, for example, I remember once they finished the race that we see in the trailers, you hear like the little giggle after Sonic completes a level from Sonic Adventure 2. Like, you know, the victory theme that stayed up all the way until Generations. I am happy that they actually... I'm not sure if they took inspiration from the Mario movie, since, you know, the Mario movie 80% of the times uses classic themes. But if they did, I'm happy, because, like, in a movie like this, it fitted really good. Also, I want to say, missed opportunities. First one, unfortunately, we got no gun chase sequence from Adventure 2 with that killer truck, or doing the scenes where they meet. I would have loved if, after Sonic found Shadow, I don't know, there was a little discussion in terms of, I found you, faker. And then in the end, meanwhile, they're interrupting each other, Sonic would say something like, I'll make you eat those words. Sure, we didn't get to see it, and obviously, you know, I don't really mind it at all, but seriously, while I don't mind it, I also think it was a missed opportunity, but hey, it's okay. And also, going back to the references, since, you know, I've already touched about the music and some other things, but also, on the part where they're about to land into Tokyo, in the scene where he says, where are we dropping, boys? And they jump from the gun helicopter, Sonic literally says his quote from Adventure 2, saying, talk about low budget flights, no for movies, I'm out of here. Although in this case, instead of I'm out of here, he says we're out of here, because like Tails and Knuckles are also there. Like, I cannot believe he brought the quote from Adventure 2, bro. Like, literally I was like, there is no way they're actually doing this. And then basically jumping down like the helicopter at the start of Adventure 2, like, oh my goodness, bro. Like that was such a great sequence over there. Also, little fun fact, as I was watching the credits and I saw the songs that they used, apparently they used the theme from Eggman, like the one from Adventure 2, and also like a little instrumental part of Escape from the City, from City Escape. When I saw it, I was like, what? They used it? I never recognized that, like, the Escape from the City and the theme of Eggman of Adventure 2. Like, I need to watch it again and see if I can hear it, because, like, I want to see this movie again so freaking badly, bro. So then, in terms of adapting Sonic Adventure 2, I would say that they did a really good job. Like, sure, it's not the same as the game, and that's perfectly fine because the same happened in the second movie. But in terms of the whole thing between Shadow and Maria, when they found out that she died, like when they arrested Gerald Robotnik, the Space Colony arc, the Eclipse Cannon, the parts with Gun, the Halo jump from the helicopter, seeing both Super Sonic and Super Shadow in the movie. Yep, they officially appear in the movie. First, on their first battle still on Earth, like while Sonic is still enraged because at some point, while they sneak inside of Gun to retrieve a key of the Ark, and Tom uses his guys to actually retrieve it, and he actually turns into the Commander, which, by the way, I was not expecting for them to actually kill the Commander in the Child Garden scene. Like, I think this is one of the few movies, if not the only one, where they actually killed one of the good guys. Like, sure, the Commander in the second movie actually got them both, but then he turned to the good side. So like, as he was having a little chat with the Team Sonic on the Child Garden, like, and then they're suddenly attacked by the drones of Gerald, like, I honestly was not expecting them to actually kill the Commander over there. But back to the Tom scene, he was actually going with the key to give it to Team Sonic, but that's when he has the bad luck of encountering Shadow, and Shadow, thinking that he's the Commander, leaves him badly wounded, which causes Sonic to go on a rage. And when he asks Knuckles about where the Master Emerald is so he can go Super again, like, that was some intense moments over there. Like, you can tell Knuckles did not want to hurt Sonic again. Like, those were some intense moments over there, and like, honestly, the whole movie, I was on the edge of my seat. Like, I had the dumbest smile on my face, but I also had the Pikachu O face for most of it. And then once they both turn Super and they both start throwing them hands in the pure style of Dragon Ball over there on Earth, like, it's like I said about the action, like, the pure Dragon Ball style that they have over there, but not only that one, but some of the other fight scenes, like, they were so good. Like, this movie easily had some of the best action sequences ever. And that final scene where basically Shadow sacrifices himself and takes his rings off, and Eggman gives his final speech directly to Stone as to basically saying goodbye before the arc literally blows up, leaving Shadow inside of it. Like, I nearly tear up. Like, this movie nearly destroyed me. So basically, yep, in terms of adapting Sonic Adventure 2, while not being the same as the games, they still did it pretty good. Like, this whole movie was really a roller coaster of emotions, and you will definitely have the experience once you go watch it. But, nevertheless, what's in the post-credit scenes? Before we touch the post-credit scenes, I love the detail that during the credits, they actually used like 3D models over there, which easily reminded me for some reason of Sonic Jam. because of the polygons. And also how they did multiple iconic things, like their pose from Adventure 2. And also hearing Run It in the background, like, I had a funny feeling they were gonna use Run It during the credits scene. And honestly, I was just vibing over there listening to it. But anyways, on to the post-credits scenes. On the first one, Sonic is still in the race with Tails and Knuckles, but he sidetracks way too badly until New York. And right as he calls for Tails and Knuckles, he receives a little visit from a very well-known foe, because Metal Sonic, yup, the freaking Metal Sonic appears before him and tries to get rid of him, but Sonic easily counterattacks. But right as he's about to fight him, multiple Metal Sonics appear, and right as they were about to jump in, Sonic is saved by another familiar face. And that is because the one who saved Sonic is none other than Amy Rose with her hammer. And like the whole theater started cheering up, like basically I shouted a big "Yes, sir!" when they showed Amy and Metal Sonic, like, and the fact that they also got the Metal Sonic design too accurate, like, they basically got it too accurate with some minor touches, but hey, they got it pretty good. And the same goes for Amy, like, they actually got her design pretty well in their first try. And on the second post-credits scene, we see a little crater over there, and we see one of Shadow's rings in the floor. And that's when we realize that our man, Shadow, is still alive after the Arc incident and grabs his ring. So, ladies and gentlemen, Sonic 4 will be huge. Shadow is still alive, so that means we're gonna get to see more of him during the cinematic universe. And also, if we look at the recap I did, you can check it out if you want, I was right in 3 of the 4 predictions. In fact, go ahead, roll the clip right now. Roll the clip. Maybe show that Shadow is not dead after the ending of Sonic Adventure 2. Then the second post-credit scene could be an extra character. Does that mean we'll get to see someone like Amy? Rouge?
Nope.
Metal Sonic? I would say that my minor complaint, but again, it's minor, is that we unfortunately did not get to hear Movie Shadow do the Chaos Control. And it's like, bro, that's your signature move. Why did you not use it? Like, my theory is that it's because he didn't have any of the Chaos Emeralds, but at the same time, I doubt that he needs the Emerald to actually do the Chaos Control. I mean, then again, if we look at the, for example, the Prologue or other games, we see that he does the Chaos Control with the Emeralds. So, like, that could be a reason, but like, hey, hope is not lost yet. Because there's a good chance that in Sonic 4 or in Shadow's spin-off movie, cause yep, there's a spin-off coming out too, there's a chance over there we could see it. But you know what, even if we didn't see Chaos Control, we got to see Chaos Spear, and like, that is a point in favor. So, despite everything I said, final score, I am breaking the barrier and easily giving it an 11 out of 10, like, easily. Not only the best Sonic movie, but also the best video game movie ever. Like, I am sorry, Mario, as much as I love your movie, it is time for Sonic 3 to reclaim the throne as the best adaptation ever. If you haven't seen Sonic Movie 3, go watch it. It's 100% worth it. Roller coaster of emotions that will definitely give you a fun time, and you will definitely want more of this. And if you've already seen the movie, watch it again. Because I definitely want to do it again. But nevertheless, that's gonna be it for my Sonic Movie 3 review. Thank you so much for coming and watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys also enjoyed Sonic Movie 3. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on the movie. I would love to read you down below. If you've enjoyed today's video and you want to see more videos like this, as well as related content to Mario or Zelda, then the least you could do is leave a like and maybe consider subscribing, since it really helps the channel and me a lot, and I really appreciate all of your support. Nevertheless, that's it from me, and I will see you in the next one.